Auzubillahiminashaitanirrajim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. Ji ayanu, pakhair ragale, ni hao, churashumme, washmale, ohio gunzaimus, guten morgen, hola, boyol, privyet, kaifa hal, hale shama chatore, ahlan wa salan, marhaba, buna, mucho, gracias, swabia, balli kare aaya. And thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for tuning into PTV World. You watching one this morning, alongside the one and only, Shahzad Hasan Khan. Shukr alhamdulillah. Ladies and gentlemen, there's a reason why I've said Shukr alhamdulillah today. And it's not that I've only said it today. I do say it very often, and I make sure that I make it my habit to say Shukr alhamdulillah, because half of the time we, ladies and gentlemen, do not realize, even for a single second, how blessed we are. Even for getting up in the day, dressing up, making sure that we have work to do, making sure that we sleep under a shelter, that we have good food, we have good cars to drive, we have water to drink. There's so many things to be just thankful to Allah Mia that I cannot even talk about them in detail. You know, an hour would not be enough for that. So having this habit of Shukr alhamdulillah, ladies and gentlemen, is something which will actually eventually make you more blessed and more blessed as well. So this is one thing which I wanted to talk about today early in the morning, that you know, being thankful to Allah Almighty, ladies and gentlemen, will always give you this contentment within your own personality. And then at the same time, for whatever you're going to ask for from Allah Almighty, ladies and gentlemen, He's always there to give it to you as well. Please make sure that you raise your hands, pray to Allah Almighty, and ask for whatever you want in life. Yeah, but do not ask for somebody's unhappiness. Yeah, don't do that, because that's not how it's going to work. Just make sure that you ask something for yourself, something for your family, for your kids, for your friends out there as well. Because having this bond with Allah Almighty, ladies and gentlemen, is something which will give you this serene feeling, which will give you this very subtle feeling, which will tell you that, hey, you know what, everything is okay, and that your mental health will be okay as well. And for all of those people who might have missed out on their prayers as well, please make sure that you pray 5 times a day. I missed out on Isha yesterday because I was at a wedding, and I still have to go read it. So just make sure that you become a good Muslim every single day. There are a lot of friends. I have, what I do is that whenever I'm ready to offer my prayers, I just leave them a text message, hey, it's namaz time, please make sure that you take out time for that. And you know, these simple reminders to your friends will actually help them kind of reflect back on being a Muslim, and yeah, have that contentment and being subtle in life as well, which I believe is very wonderful to be thankful. That's what my first point was. Now the other point was that, you know, whenever, and since it's the wedding season over in Pakistan, so everybody's dressing up. Everybody wants to dress up. You know, you go to a wedding, somebody has got a double breast waistcoat or a suit for that matter. Even when I got this suit stitched, you know, somebody told me that, hey, you know what, it's out of fashion. But fashion certainly does not have to be the way people think it is. Fashion, you can have your own sense and you can dress up. But just I think a month ago or 2 months ago, we were in conversation with this gentleman all the way from New York, and he told us that, you know, because he is into making sure that, you know, the politicians over there are dressed up, well groomed, you know, for whatever occasion they're getting ready, he's the one who they will go to, you know, ask for suggestions as well. So ladies and gentlemen, today, that's particularly something which we'll be talking about, that, you know, what are those most common mistakes we make while we're dressing up, number one. Number two, you know, we're going to give you a recap of what we kind of talked last time when he was over here on the show as well, that in terms of, you know, what is a power tie, how do you really need to dress up for an interview, how do you dress up for a party, how do you have to be very casual. For example, if you're going to a PR event, how do you really need to dress up then? So I think that all of these things really needs to be in consideration, because where we are in life these days, I think everybody kind of focuses on what you're wearing. God forbid if you're not wearing a brand, Allah maaf kare, astaghfirullah, really do not want to say it, but people do not think that the other person is actually a human until and unless he's not wearing a brand. Please don't do that, and not everybody can afford a brand, and that's truly, and even if somebody cannot afford a brand, ladies and gentlemen, that does not mean that he's actually short of respect. I think it totally depends on our character of, as in how much respect we are going to show to the other person, even if he's not wearing a brand. Because we really need to see inside the human. We really do not really need to judge the book from its cover as well. So today, this is the kind of conversation we're going to be having. We will be joined by somebody, a very popular, very well-known celebrity all the way from UK as well. We'll be in conversation with them, as in what kind of work he's doing, because he just recently released the film for television. And before we do that, we really need to know, what colors should we wear? Since it's going to be summer, it's spring as well, a lot of people wear orange, red, black. I'm one of those people as well, but should we actually wear it, or is it a mistake? That's something we will be talking about. We're very lucky that we've actually been joined by somebody who happens to be an image and wardrobe consultant. And ladies and gentlemen, believe me, that is one of those influential people, not just in New York, but over here in Pakistan as well. People are actually just after him. He do not have time on his clock as well. For anybody, we are glad that he's actually taken our time all the way from Lahore, and he's over here in Islam with us. He is the one and only Mr. Hamid Saeed. Assalamu alaikum. How are you? Good morning.
Walaikum salam. Thank you very much for having me again here.
Thank you very much for joining us. And Hamid Sahib, it's wonderful to have you over here. And ladies and gentlemen, for all of those people who are out there, Hamid Saeed Sahib has actually been giving consultation to a lot of PTV World employees as well, not just employees, anchors, people like me, our news anchors as well for that matter. And I think that it has turned out to be beautiful as well, and that clothing is very essential while you're on screen or even if you're off screen as well. What's your take, on this, first of all, that, it's really not important to be on screen only. I think it's just important for our well-being to look good and feel good as well, right? What would you say about that?
Well, let me say one thing, that when you dress well, I mean, and you get in front of the mirror, and if you like yourself, you always say, I like myself. And then something happens, and this is magical, When you are dressed well and you like yourself, the confidence shoots through the roof, and you have a great day. And when you go out and you perform very well, you dress well and you perform well. So the feeling inside, obviously are very important, how you feel about yourself, but the way you look also is extremely important. And if you look the part, it's like half the battle is already won.
Yeah, wow. That's wonderful. Thank you very much for saying that. So now let's just give them a recap of when last time you were here. That
great,
so for example, if you're going for an interview, if you're going for a PR event, how should we actually dress up?
Okay, well, the interview is, when you're going for an interview, you have to be careful about this, that you're not overdressed, and at the same time, you're not underdressed, okay? What do you mean by overdressed? I mean, let's say, for example, you're going for a job interview, and then let's say, for example, you are wearing a three-piece suit, a tie pin, pocket square. I think it's kind of like overdoing it.
Yeah, and a lapel as well.
Yeah. And but at the same time, you should not be underdressed. I mean, it's not that you go very casual. You're wearing your jeans and your T-shirt and joggers, because obviously if you do that, I mean, you're going to look like you're very relaxed, and maybe you're giving a message that you don't care.
Exactly.
And if you don't care, I mean, why should they care to hire you? So I would say that it depends on exactly, what type of job that you're going after, and what type of title, what's your title, very important about that. And let's say, for example, if you're going for a banking or accounting or that sort of a, which is considered more conservative kind of jobs, then I would say that you should wear a suit.
All right.
A suit, not a three-piece suit, but two-piece suit would do it. With the right shirt and the tie. I would recommend white shirt.
Okay.
And we did talk about that.
And you always wear a white shirt as well.
Exactly.
Why is that so?
You know why? Because the white shirt means every color has a connotation. Every color, it says something about you. So the white shirt means, credible. White shirt means trustworthy. White shirt means refined, polished, sophisticated. White shirt is also a symbol of peace. And on top of that, हमारे नबी पाक सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम का भी जो favorite color था, most favorite color was white. So how could we go wrong with that?
Exactly.
So, something, let's say, for example, you go into a job interview, and obviously you should look trustworthy and credible.
Exactly.
Now, you cannot say about yourself that you are a trustworthy and credible guy. And
you really need to make the other person feel that, okay, he is trustworthy.
Exactly. Yeah. And you cannot have a sign up here that I'm a trustworthy and credible guy. So what other options do you have to communicate who you are?
Yeah.
And the only way to communicate is through your clothing, through your attire, and what you're wearing. So that's why white shirt. And something, and the other thing is, whenever you meet somebody new, like, you haven't met before, or this somebody new, I would say the safest shirt is white shirt.
Right.
I mean, I have met you many times, but I still wear my white shirt because I do want to look credible and honest and all that. So anyway, so that's the story with the white shirt. invariably, I would say, without thinking much, I think you should wear your white shirt when you're going for a job interview. And the other thing I would say is that, look around and, when you're going for a job interview, go onto their Facebook, go onto their social media, see how people are, what's the dress culture there. It's extremely important.
All right.
And so then I would say that for like bankers and accountants and, serious job like that, I think a suit would do. But let's say, for example, if you don't want to wear a suit and if something like a marketing company or you're a marketing guy, sales guy, then I would say is that you can wear a jacket which is called blazer. Blazer is your best bet. A blazer with again, I would wear a white shirt and a gray pants, maybe mid gray or charcoal gray, and a nice belt, nice shoes, and I think that will do it. You can wear a tie if you like, and if you think this is a little bit more formal, so you can wear a tie with that, or you could wear without tie, open collared shirt, and I think you still will look good. But the key here is this, that you gotta wear a jacket. If you don't wear a jacket, how could you kind of exude authority? I mean, so if you're gonna come in like a shirt and a pants and all that, I don't think it's gonna cut it. So if you go for that position, I would say go for a jacket and
so the jacket, ladies and gentlemen, is more like a cape. For example, if you talk about Superman as well, he's wearing a cap, and while the cape is just somewhere around at the back of his, we do know that Superman has got authority as well. So it'll make you feel like super as well, which is wonderful. But now, sir, I think there are other challenges with people as well. We live in a region where if it gets cold, it gets really cold. If it gets hot, it gets really hot as well.
I got it.
And so even if it's an interview and if it's summertime, it's really hard to pull a blazer off because you're just sweating. You really do not want to get into an interview while sweating. So what are the other safest options?
Well, first of all, I don't agree with that, with all due respect. I mean, let's say, for example, when you are traveling towards wherever you're going for the job interview, I mean, you can be comfortable. You can take the jacket off. You don't have to wear the jacket while you're traveling. I mean, if you're traveling in a car, I mean, obviously you're comfortable. And then by the time you get to the interview, I mean, most of the companies who are interviewing you, I think they should have air conditioning. I mean, in Pakistan, most of them do. So I would say that go on the side of more formal. Even though it's hot outside, but it's hot outside. I mean, you're not going to have an interview outside in the sun. I mean, nobody's going to interview. I hope not. So I would say that I would wear my blazer. I would wear my jacket. It's interesting you asked me this. I also do, I'm a visiting faculty at Pakistan Civil Service Academy. And the first time I went there and I, had to speak there in front of like so many hundreds of probationers, they call them. And this is the first question they asked me. They said, sir, it's very hot outside. It's humid. I said, I know. I was born here. I know the climate out there. But something, you're not going to have a meeting outside. So basically what you do is, carry it with you, and I would say that you must look professional, you must look, if it needs formality, you must look formal.
Okay, so I think I have a counter agreement for that as well. Not that I'm disagreeing to you. I believe that, whatever you're telling us and our viewers is something which really needs to be with us for the rest of our lives because, ladies and gentlemen, clothing does have an impact. Everybody will judge you the way you dressed up because before even you open your mouth, I think that what people are going to do is look at you. But now, say, the most influential people, the most successful people in the world, I've never seen them wearing suits. For example, Bill Gates. For example, Zuckerberg. For example,
Let's talk about that.
Yeah,
let's talk about that.
There are lots of examples for that. Which is why I'm asking you that, once you are at a position of such sort, why do you give up on wearing suits?
Well, first of all, I mean, when you are way up there, then you could do whatever the heck you want. and I mean, I would agree with that. But let's talk about Mark Zuckerberg for a second. Okay, Mark Zuckerberg is known that he wears T-shirts and jeans every day to work. And if you ask him, he has a very good rationale for it. You know what he says? He says, look, I don't want to spend mental energy in the morning. I don't want to figure out, like, what shirt, what tie, what colors this and a whole bit. So what he says is that he just wants to get to work and he has the same, almost similar colors and all that. But when we look at his life, does he really wear T-shirts and jeans all the time? The answer is no. Actually, he believes in situational dressing. He doesn't believe in just wearing T-shirts and jeans. I'll give you a couple of examples. You might have heard about this, that the Facebook, there was a data breach, customers' data breach.
Yeah, so they had to go over there and he dressed up for that. Yeah, I know that.
Okay, so Senate and Congress, right? I mean, And on that day, I mean,
He dressed
he
up.
spent the mental energy
Yeah.
to get dressed up.
Yeah, that's
because he knew this. I'm from the United States. I know that. Had he gone there wearing T-shirt and jeans, I mean, it's their cultural thing. But
Exactly.
they would have nailed him. You know why? Not on the merit of the case, but they would have said he does not have respect for us.
For us, yes.
And the
So
other
we've read
issue-
the same article, I believe.
Okay, right. And the other thing I would say is that Facebook was banned or not allowed in China for lots and lots of years, and finally got a meeting with Chinese president, and you can Google it up and see what was wearing then. I mean, impeccable suit. It's not only suit and shirt and tie. But the last thing is very, very important that I want to tell you about him, which is, I always read just like you do and research and all that. And I came across this article in Forbes magazine, which said that, in 2008, there was a big recession in the United States. In 2009, he and Facebook didn't know whether they're going to survive or not.
Yeah.
And what happened is this, that he wanted to give a symbolic message to all these employees that this is a very serious, important year. And guess what he did? He gave this message by wearing a shirt and a tie throughout the year. So it's the same guy.
Wow. Wow, it's wonderful. And thank you very much, sir, for sharing this example, because if, God forbid, you didn't share that example, which is why I've asked you this question, and my questions are always, multi-layered, and there are different tiers to it as well. So thank you very much. I'm glad that you've actually said it. But now, sir, coming down to another aspect as well, and that is that, once I actually, took a step forward in the industry, and, I was hosting shows, so I was very concerned about body language for that matter. And, when we talk about image consultant, wardrobe consultant, it does not only have to do with clothing. And this is something, if people might have observed, because I've read about it, that, when you're talking with someone, you really need to have your hands like this, pointed towards them. Right. And, while you speak, you really do that.
Absolutely.
Not just that, when you're actually sitting on a couch or on a sofa, this is the right posture to sit, with your legs right in front of you, not crossed over or something of that sort. And this is how you do it. What are the other most common mistakes people make, in terms of body language?
First of all, I have my own view of body language. I'm not a body language expert, because somebody said to me, I know so much, I've been an international guy, why don't I speak about body language? And I said, something, I'm not a body language expert, but I know the basics and the most important thing. The first thing I would say is dress formally. When you dress formal, your body language is going to be it's going to fall into its place.
That's true.
I can give you a little demo if you don't mind.
Why not?
For example, right now I'm sitting here, my back is here, my shoulders are here. You are the same way. This is the body language because I'm wearing a suit, and you are also wearing, double-breasted jacket and all that. Now I've seen, and you must agree with this, when people wearing casual clothes, they're wearing a T-shirt, they're wearing a jean. First of all, they sit like this. Okay.
That's true.
Right? I mean, relaxed outfit and relaxed kind of a body language.
That's true.
And guess what happens? As the things progresses, and, they progress, and this person gets even more relaxed, and then they start like going down and down, and next thing you know,
like,
exactly, like almost like laying down.
It's just like they say, you know what, I want to lie down,
I mean, what gives here? I mean, you are like, important guy, you are, you have authority, it's a very big meeting, and it's a very important meeting. I mean, can you imagine a guy like, going for a job interview, he's doing this? I mean, like, who would hire him? So I would... So I would say, something is just like, but, if you dress well, let me tell you, your body language is going to take care of it. And the other thing is, look, I mean, you should have grip on what your knowledge and all this, And something, you have to have passion about it.
Yeah.
Once you have passion, your hands go like this, you go like this, the body language just takes care of itself.
Yeah.
You don't have to like, but you are absolutely right. Like having hands like this means like, I'm an open guy, not pointing like this. That's like a terrible thing to do. You want to make a point, you can go like this. I mean,
I have a point.
So those are the things that I would.
Exactly, that's wonderful. So ladies and gentlemen, please make sure that you keep that in mind as well, that, whenever you have to, and this is something which was taught to us by our teachers, but we were in school as well, that, if you have a question, raise your hand, so we would do that. We wouldn't do that.
Yeah, no.
Okay, hey, you know what, meri bari hai, please don't do that. I have a point. I think this is a fabulous thing, and this is for the very first time that I've seen somebody speak like that as well, that, you're very wise, alhamdulillah, thinking like that, because, it is so offensive for the other person to see a finger right in front of their face. I think nobody would like it. But now, sir, we actually have to head out towards a short break, and once we're going to come back, we really have something very interesting, as we said, that, This person we're going to talk about, or we'll be in conversation with, ladies and gentlemen, actually happens to be one of those people where I can say that I've actually seen him growing up, and you know, this guy has done some wonderful work for television. He's done some wonderful work for our music industry as well. So we want to, you know, kind of put some light onto that. And once you guys will come back, you know, Hamid Sahab is going to be with us. We really need to talk about colors, because we see people wearing orange, red, black, burgundy, and you know, there's so many shades of burgundy then as well. So what colors to opt for, you know, according to the weather? I think that's something we'll be talking about after a short break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Good morning.
The world from 1986.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. For everybody who just got tuned into PTV World, you watching World this morning. Thanks to the one and only Shahzad Hassan Khan. Ladies and gentlemen, we hope and pray that everybody is doing wonderfully well and that they are ecstatic the same way I am to be in conversation with you, and that you are excited about what we will be talking about, or who will be we in conversation with. Ladies and gentlemen, since we have built up on that as well, and you know, in the previous segment, and I'm very glad that he's still here. Alhamdulillah, Hamid Saeed Sahib is one of those people who are an essential in my life, you know, from the very moment I met him and till now, and inshallah in many years to come as well, ladies and gentlemen, because he's one of those people who actually will guide you the right way. And you really do not come across such people, because even if you're going to be in conversation with a designer, he one way or the other kind of, or she one way or the other will kind of impose what she thinks about you. And that's not what you want. You want something which is very concrete. You want something which is result oriented. And for everybody who's out there, ladies and gentlemen, You can always go to Lahore MM Alam Road. That's where his studio is. Mr. Hamid Saeed Sahib is over here in the studios. I've been to his studio myself. It's quite an exciting place. And not just that, he will treat you with tea, coffee, and a lot of artistic acts as well. So please make sure that you pay him a visit. But other than that, who is that one person we will be in conversation with? Is something we'll be revealing just right now in terms or in shape of a small report. Please go take a look at this report, and once you guys will come back, we will be in conversation with this amazing guy. Let's do this.
मेरी माँ, मेरा छोटा भाई इज़्ज़त और मैं पाकिस्तान से भागकर लंदन आए।
Internationally acclaimed filmmaker and productions, Yasir Akhtar has recently released another masterpiece film called Azad.
मैं अकेली रह जाऊंगी। आपकी चैरिटी एक महफूज जरिया है लोगों की इमदाद के लिए।
After the release, film Azad is capturing the hearts all across Pakistan, United Kingdom, United States and worldwide.
£1 आपको पाकिस्तान में मिलेंगे।
Azad captures the life in London with overpowering emotions shared between the family, clash of cultures and values while living in the West. The movie is wonderfully packed with suspense, romance and action. Brilliant acting by Parveen Akbar, Momal Sheikh, Yasir Akhtar, Gagan Chopra, Imran Ali Asad, Hira Tehseen, Joriana Richards and others was witnessed. The famous Sufi track, Saiyan, the OST of film Azad performed by Yasir Akhtar has already been popular among music lovers.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, so that was a small report, and thank you very much, Taiba. Your voiceover was great as well, and for all of those people who put in a lot of hard work to make this report, thank you very much for doing so for our show, and you truly deserve that as well. But who are we going to be in conversation with? Is it going to be Momal Sheikh? Is it going to be the star cast of the film Azad? Or is it going to be somebody who's actually known as one-man industry? Ladies and gentlemen, just a few years ago when I went to the UK, I'm sorry that I actually have to tell you, but most of my experiences come from the UK. And it's because of the fact that I have a house over there and I go and I often live over there as well. So I met this gentleman and he was running his own studio, and I was like, hey, you know what, you were doing so very well in Pakistan, and then why did you have to move to UK and then you start all over again? But now I believe that, I think that it's just paying off as well. This gentleman, ladies and gentlemen, actually featured in a biscuit commercial when he was very young. He was a star kid as well, and then he moved on towards singing, then he moved on towards acting, and then he moved on towards some charity work, and then he moved on towards making films as well, you know. So ladies and gentlemen, we are actually trying to be in conversation with Mr. Yasir Akhtar today, and we really want to speak about this film which is being released on the 13th of March, premiered on 13th of March. It's all over the internet, Rang Do Rangi, and the kind of work he's been putting in, the kind of, I think, the kind of contribution he has towards industry is something which we really need to appreciate. So what we're trying to do is that we're trying to call him, you know, just over Skype as well, and make sure that we can be in conversation with him. So my team is on it, and meanwhile, you know, we kind of connect with him. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll revert back to Mr. Hamid Saeed. Hamid Saab, so now coming down to what color should we wear? Okay, I'm very sorry, but you know, I think
that's all right.
we have been joined by Mr. Yasir Akhtar. Ladies and gentlemen, hello Yasir bhai, assalamu alaikum, good morning.
Wa alaikum assalam, assalamu alaikum Pakistan, PTV World and Shahzad Khan, one of my favorite presenters.
Yasir bhai, it's wonderful to actually, you know, kind of meet you over screen now, because last time I was in England 3-4 years ago, I think that's when I met you, and that too through my sister Sabiha, if you remember. But other than that, you know, I want to congratulate you for the kind of work you have contributed towards the industry as well, and for all of those people who are out there, you know, for somebody who actually started as a child star, you know, who featured in a biscuit commercial and then moved on towards singing, then moved on towards dramas, acting, and then now movie making. How has been your journey so far, Yasir bhai?
Lovely having friends like yourself and Sabiha It's wonderful to be in a family where I actually, my uncle Javed Jabbar Saab, he's information minister, senator, ex, and he's been the pioneer of modern advertising. So I learned it from him, from his advertising agency, the art of filmmaking and all that. So I mean, I feel wonderful that I've, Alhamdulillah, achieved so much, and whatever I do is positive for Pakistan, especially these series of films which I've launched for the first ever time. I mean, we are premiering films on television, which never happened in Pakistan before.
Exactly, Yasir bhai, that's true. But I still remember that when I met you, there were obviously a few days when everybody has to struggle, and this decision where you were so very well known, and you, Alhamdulillah, are still very well known over here in Pakistan and now all over the world as well. But your decision to move to England then, do you think that was the best decision that you've ever made, or do you think that you should have stayed back in Pakistan?
No, I think I made the right decision for myself and for my family because I wanted to explore more, and I'm one of the luckiest person that I'm one of the Pakistani artists on BBC Music Profile. So
Alhamdulillah. And we're surely proud of you as well. But for somebody who actually started his journey as a child star, biscuit commercial, then moved on to dramas and films, and then being a producer and then a singer as well. And you have just premiered your film Rangi Durangi as well, and it's all over the internet. People are talking about it as well. So how do you feel? And then the film Azad, prior to this as well. I think that it's been a long journey, but other than that, how do you feel about it, and how do you think that the film is being received by the audiences all over the world?
film Rang Durangi is doing really well. It's just been premiered on one of the channels, LTN, and it's doing extremely well. People are loving it because it is a different kind of treatment. As you know, because you must be knowing, I did one of the most, the first ever pop chart show in Pakistan, Music Channel charts, the first ever telefilm series of Pakistan, Tapal Cinema. And I've been doing this kind of work that I don't go into run of the mill kind of stuff. I try to do things which are different from the routine work which is happening in the industry. So this was my whenever when I went to England and I explored a lot of uh, things there. Then I did an amalgamation of this, and I started doing these films last year with Azad. Uh, Film Rang Durangi is the second one. So it is like different concepts with interesting characters. Every time there's a new story, and people, because I mean here films are like they make telefilms mostly 3 to 4 days shoot, and this is like a 10 to 12 days shoot, and with a you know we do editing for longer period of time, and we make a much more we put a lot of effort in the production. That's why it looks interesting on screen.
And that's wonderful, and we can see the impact already because everywhere now, because everybody's on phone as well. So every now and then I come across a trailer or a scene from that film of yours as well, and which I believe is a wonderful task because you're bringing together the entire world into one film as well. People from India for that matter, people from Pakistan, people from USA, people from UK, which is great. But now, just a little interesting thing for all of our viewers who are out there because I see a family picture, right at the back on the, right at the wall. You know, can you please show us or tell us who they are? All of those people were really important to you in your life.
That's the poster of film Rang Dorani, the main poster which is everywhere. You can see it all over the internet right now. And what I believe in always is family values, human values that you know me very well, and your family also. Because Sabia is the same kind of person, I believe. She believes in family values also. And whatever I've done in the past is for the positive image of Pakistan. If you remember, in 1996, I started the first ever of Pakistan, in which I introduced Humayun Saeed, Shamoon Abbasi, a lot of talent of Pakistan. Similarly, when I started Music Channel Charts, I introduced Shahzad Roy, Fakhre Alam, Komal Rizvi, Nadeem Jafri. There's a lot of new talent which was launched at that time. So whatever I do is actually I try to do an amalgamation of senior artists and the new artist on screen, and which is always loved by the audiences. And I try to do things. I've said it earlier that it shouldn't be run of the mill. I've been criticized for that from the media industry that he does something like when I started these premieres last year with Azad. A lot of people said that this is a telefilm. Why are you announcing it as a film? I said it's not an analog era. It's digital now. Whatever you make is a film. If you make for a small screen or a big screen, it is a film because it's digital all over.
Since it's our product, so we have every right to call it a film or drama or whatever we want to do with it as well. But not just that, since I started my career as a video jockey for a music channel, I still remember that you were one of those people. In fact, you were the pioneer of bringing music top charts as well, and French toast and shows like these. It was very interesting, and still making sure that you're actually going to do something out of the box is something we're very proud of. Thank you very much, Yasir bhai, for being with us. It was lovely to be in conversation. Any last comments, remarks?
Sorry, what did you say?
I wanted to say that, since I started my career as a video jockey for a music channel, and I know that, you're one of those people who actually pioneered the music top charts, shows like French Toast. I don't know whether you remember or not, but you've always been doing things which certainly were out of the box as well. But, other than that, what do you think that the audience should expect from you in the coming future?
Well, my new film, Mujhko Pata Hai, there's a series of films which I'm doing for PTV Network, and Director Programs Kamal Masood has signed a contract, and we're doing that. The first film is called Mujhko Pata Hai, has been shot in London, and it will be soon aired on PTV Network. It's a different kind of story, shot on different locations in London, so it will be as interesting as film Rang Do Rangi, which is being loved by a lot of audiences all over.
Wonderful. But what kind of story are we looking at? This series which you're shooting in London, please let us in a little bit, let us know.
Yeah, there will be different stories. Every film will have a different story. Like Azad had a different story. The first one was Azad, film Rang Do Rangi. This is the third one which is being aired, which will be aired on PTV Home. So there will be different set of characters. Every time there will be a different story. It will be 90 to 100 minutes approximately. And it will be like a film. You can watch it in home theater and on your laptop, on the phone. It will be a film, series of films, 12 films altogether. After every two or 3 months, you will watch a new film on PTV Network. And the first one, as I said earlier, is called Mujhko Pata Hai with Nimra Khan and the talent from London, Yasir Abbas, Manorma. It's kind of multicultural look to it.
Exactly, and we truly look forward to it, Yasir bhai, as well. But thank you very much for taking our time and being in conversation with us, because I think it's early morning in England anyways. But thank you very much, and we wish you all the best of luck for your future endeavors and the kind of respect you bring back to Pakistan, the pride you bring back to Pakistan. We are truly proud of you. Thank you very much, Yasir bhai. Ladies and gentlemen, that was Yasir Akhtar. For all of you people who are out there, he's one of those amazing people who's done some brilliant work for the industry. He's contributed quite a lot. But now, very quickly, coming back to Hamid Sahib over here, because we wanted to speak about colors. People wear red, orange, burgundy, black, yellow for that matter. And in summers, I think that these colors do look a little attractive. But do you think that these colors are for everybody?
Actually, there is a science to colors, and I think we should understand that. What are the basics? If you understand that, then you're not going to make any mistake in selecting, I would say, wrong color. Basically, the science is this: that God has created us, like you were talking about, like in the opening statement, like we should connect with God and nature and all that. And Allah has created different people. Let's look at white people. What's their coloration? Your eye color, hair color, skin tone is totally different than ours. And if you look at blacks and from Africa, and they are totally different. There are two reasons for this. One is that for identification purposes, Allah has given us different coloration so that we can find out who is who and what continent and tribe that they belong to or you know, race that they belong to.
Yeah.
But the second biggest reason, you know, hikmat कहते हैं ना अल्लाह ने कि अल्लाह ने hikmat रखी है, उसमें ये है कि you know, if we wear the right colors which are compatible to our eye color, hair color, skin tone, we will look great.
For example?
And if we don't, and then we're not going to look that great. For example, now let's say, for example, look at white people. They have blue eyes and green eyes, and then they're blonde hair, then they have brown hair. They look fantastic in all earth tone colors. Earth tone colors are those autumn colors. You know, you have seen the leaves and, you know, all those colors in there. You know, all olivey colors, all brown, shades of brown, all tannish
So
colors,
green,
all
brown.
of them. Rust, paprika, oranges, what you were just mentioning. These are their colors, are not our colors. If we'll wear
Are
those
these
colors,
my colors or not?
no, not at all. I mean, you are kind of Gora, but you're not Gora. All right.
That was in the face, man.
Okay. All right. So, I mean, when we come in, you know, our skin tone is like either dark or fair or, you know, a little bit more in the medium or something. So, what colors look good on us are the colors which, I mean, obviously the colors which look good on them and don't look good on us. So, what are the colors look good on us? Okay. You got me cracking up.
Yes, all right.
All right. So anyhow, the colors which look good on us are, I mean, obviously we'll start with white. White is a wonderful color.
I think you love white anyways. You know, you always wear white.
Okay,
well,
let's
you know.
move
Stop
on.
recommending white color.
Let's move on. Let's move on. Okay. Then all shades of blues. They look fantastic on us. Sky blue shirt, let's say, for example, if you're wearing that, medium blue, you know, then you go into French blue, and then you can go even navy, dark navy. Men, women, both. I mean, I think we look fantastic in that.
Blue.
And then the grays, you know, which are the true grays. You know, not those grays which are kind of dull grays, but the true grays. And light gray, medium gray, you know, charcoal gray. Now, you're going to say, where are the colors? Okay, the colors are like pink, you know, baby pink. I mean, you know, I mean, some men think like if they're going to wear a baby pink shirt, they're going to look sissy or something like. I don't believe
But
that.
you know what? Baby pink on screen looks white anyways.
Yeah, kind of. But, you know, you're not always on the screen. I mean, you know, obviously you interact with a lot of people in
That's
person.
when I'm wearing a jean and a t-shirt and lying down on the couch.
So that, and then, you know, purple, lavender color, you know, like a baby, you know, I'm talking about shirt. I mean, obviously, if you're a woman, then you can go into deeper colors, that plums and all those. There, you know, that, you know, Vice President recently elected. I don't want to start another thing here. United States. She's wearing that plum, you know, that, you know, the day that she was sworn in. And she was wearing that plum suit. It was just gorgeous. So, but, you know, let's get to the bottom of it. In terms of, like, you know, what I talk about is the professionalism, and you are a professional person. We're not talking about going on the runway and this and that whole bit. So I think that the colors should be professional colors because you are a professional environment. And you're going to now wear something very, like, you know, kind of out there. And I would say, you know, stay more conservative, more traditional.
Wonderful. So the only colors you've left us to live with are probably gray, green, olivey colors as well, paprika.
No, not olivey is out. Mehndi color, forget about this.
All right. So forget
Brown's
about it.
different.
So brown's different, all right. But you said that, you know, people should wear earthly colors, right? That's
No, I said gore. I mean,
okay, only Gora people. And we are not Goras, ladies and gentlemen, even if we have a gory skin tone. So the only colors he's left us with is blue, grey, shades of grey as well for that matter, lavender, purple.
But you know, when you include all these shades, there are like tons of colors. I mean, you know, it's just that I mean, they look good on earth tone colors, and we look, our palette is different. We look, this palette looks excellent on us.
Exactly, wonderful. Thank you very much, Hamid Saab. It's always wonderful to be in conversation with you. It actually makes me jump out of the sofa as well because, you know, ladies and gentlemen, for the longest period of time, I've been looking for such a gentleman or a lady for that matter who can actually help us dress up. I mean, why did we knew it? Why didn't we knew all of these things before? I think we could have had a greater impact back then as well, when I was actually walking around the streets with a ponytail and a t-shirt and a jeans, that to a baggy jeans as well. But yeah, I think everybody has lived through those days as well. But thank you very much, Hamid Saab, for joining us. Wonderful to have you over here. And for all of those people who are out there, ladies and gentlemen, today I actually want to appreciate and thank Mr. Hamid Saab because he's been really kind, he's been really generous. He's actually kind of given us suits, each and every anchor, that too for free. And I think it really does not need to go said as well that the stitching of the suit is absolutely perfect.
What was your experience, by the way?
My experience so far is fabulous and it's great, and half of the time people won't understand how the suit is made, but till the time I'm going to wear it, that's when I actually make a statement. That's when people realize.
By the way, you have a tough body. I mean, you have a great body, but a tough body to fit.
Yeah,
I mean,
thank you.
that V shape. I mean,
Yeah,
But,
thank you very much
yeah.
for saying that, and thank you very much, sir. You've been really kind, and we feel honored that somebody like you, all the way from New York, is here helping us, making sure that we have a greater impact on our audiences as well, and that when we dress up, that we look good as well. Thank you very much for adding to our confidence.
Pleasure is all mine.
Thank you very much. And for everybody who's out there, ladies and gentlemen, if you actually want to go and check out Mr. Hamid Saeed's house studio, please make sure that you go to MM Alam. That's where it is. It says New York. Yeah.
Hamid Saeed, New York.
Yeah, Hamid Saeed New York studio, ladies and gentlemen. Please make sure to go over there. Write to us on our Facebook fan page, which is with the name of World This Morning. On Twitter, it's World This Morning without a G. On Daily Motion, it's World This Morning. And ladies and gentlemen, to catch the repeat, you have to tune in at 5 past midnight. But ladies and gentlemen, before I leave out, since we were in conversation with Mr. Yasir Akhtar as well, who happens to be one of the very talented, amazing people from our industry, please make sure that the kind of content he's sharing or he's making, it is for us as well. Let's support everybody who's doing something to entertain us. Look after yourselves. 1, 2, 3. Good morning.